Hi traders, welcome to Trading live trading session. It's CPI day today. It's a big day for trading. We're not sure what's going to happen. Sounds of things, the expectations. Let's have a look at the calendar quickly. The expectations that CPI, the inflation is going to be coming down. I'm not too sure. So the core from 9.1 the previous to 8.7 is the analyst's expectation. I'm not too sure. I think we're going to get a higher reading than that. So today we might not get into any trades until the reading comes out at 2:30 South African time. So we might have to just sit on our hands and wait to see what this inflation number is. I don't think it's going to have any difference. The last two interest rate hikes had absolutely no difference on the CPI. So well, let's see. We'll see if it comes down. Anything above 9.1 and our coins are going to drop, Bitcoin's going to drop, gold's going to fly, and we're going to trade it accordingly. So let's go through some of my setups that I have currently. Let's first look at our coins. So currently I've got two trades that I'm watching now. It's on Solana. If we scroll out here, please let me know in the chat if you can see the windows correctly, if everything's showing decently. Let's just open up this full screen. As you can see here, I'm on the daily chart, and Solana is currently testing the bottom of this rising channel. So the trade I'm looking for this one is if we drop below this trend line, I'm going to look for a retest, and then I'm going to take a short. If this support holds, I'll be waiting for this RSI2 on the daily chart. RSI2 is my absolute favorite indicator. You'll see I'll use it all the time, only on the daily chart. It's not too effective on the rest of the charts, but daily chart is extremely effective as an indicator. So I'll look for this RSI2 to touch or break this 5 area. If it breaks below that and the support holds, I'll be looking for a long position. So that's Solana. If you would like me to do any analysis on any of the instruments, just put it in the chat. I will periodically check the chat. We have got a slight delay. I did the delay on purpose because I want to have better quality video. So I'll periodically check the chat, see if there's any requests, and then another one I'm watching at the moment is Cardano. Cardano is also is sort of in the area, in my trading area. So this is my derivatives account. It's my leverage trading account. You can see I've got about $300 or so in here. And the goal is to try and build it up to as much as possible, see how far we can take it. So every day I'll be doing some broadcasts. Maybe we'll do it in the morning because right now we're at the London Open. Maybe I'll come on again with the CPI data. Might do it in the evening, after hours. So just watch out. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification buttons, and you won't miss a live event. So as you can see here, Cardano. Let me just open up full screen again. Cardano has broken through the support of this trend line, and now it's currently testing the levels again. If we switch to the hour chart, you could see we're going to be testing that support area again. This becomes resistance, this support area, I'll be looking to take a short trade in here. So Cardano, I'm looking for short trades because we've already broken this level. Let me just switch back to the daily. So Cardano, I'll be looking for a short entry. Let's just see. So those are my two trades I'm looking at for today. But again, we might just have to just sit on our hands until after the session. I don't want to rush into any trades. I normally hold trades for anything from 1 to 2 days. So I don't want to rush into a trade this morning. Let's just look at the Solana trade again. I think, what is that, Solana? Solana looking for a short position. And I think Solana, we're looking at 2 possible scenarios. So we haven't quite broken the support level yet on Solana. We're still testing it, so I'm waiting. We could be bullish on Solana. But those are the only 2. If you could see here, this is my list. Don't trade a lot of coins. These are the main ones that I trade. And then also what I tend to do is, if I go into all, I just look sort of for any big moves and see if we could get a counter trade against those big moves. So normally, if you get a big move up 20, 30, 40%, it tends to pull back a little bit, and those are the advantages I look for, or those are the scenarios I look for, just to get that little pullback, nice little quick scalp in and out. But there's nothing that I really like. I mean, this, I don't even know, TRB, not even sure, it's quite a bit of volume. Also, I like to look at volume. Anything above sort of 80 million, you need volume in order to trade. If the thing's just standing there ticking up and down, up and down, up and down, you're not really going to get much movement. So on the leverage account, so yeah, nothing of great interest. Any big moves? Yeah, I was looking at a trade in this for OPU. It's a big move up. I was looking for a long trade here. So I could tell you my trading strategy, which I basically use. I always use RSI2. And I look for a break of this 5 average. You could see last night we broke it. We got to, currently the RSI sitting at about 30. So it was a nice point to enter last night when I broke the 5. But, I mean, there's only like not even 200 days of trading happening on this. So, when you're trading on your leverage account, it's better to trade the bigger coins, the more established coins. You get a lot of action, you get a lot of movement, and that's what you're looking for. And you don't want to be caught, with those big moves either up or down. It could go against you. So that is what I'm looking for today. So I'll be watching Solana, and I'm going to be watching Cardano. Let's just have a look at the chat. No chats. All right, let's move into some indices and commodities, and let's see what's happening over there. So that's the crypto trades I'm looking at for today. Maybe they hit, maybe we go in. We'll look. But like I said, today, CPI day, there's not going to be a lot of action till after the news. And I think we just wait. Don't get into any big positions. Just hold. Not trading is trading as well. So we're looking at the gold chart. Let me just hide this to make this a little bit bigger. I've got a couple of trades open. These are all taken by my algos. So algos I just leave. I let them trade. I let them do what they want. I don't touch them. I don't close them. Manual trades I was looking at here. Okay. So you can see the RSI2. Let's just go to the daily chart. See, I'm not convinced yet. I need a bigger pull down now on the RSI2 in order to get into a long trade again. But if the inflation numbers are high, gold's going to pump today. If it does pump, I think we're looking at the first support area to first resistance area of about 1800. That's going to be major support, major resistance to break. And we'll see. If we break that 1800 convincingly, I'll look to take a long, and then we're just going to ride it up. If we do get a pullback, I'll definitely take an entry. I'm very bullish on gold at the moment, so I'll be definitely looking for entry on gold. Let's go back to the hour chart. Like I said, I trade higher time frames, so you can see here we've touched this support area and we're bouncing back. So I mean, it is a nice trade. You could take it now. If you look at the stock's turning up, stock's reset, we're at support. So there's a couple of confidence for entry, but I have got a couple of entries currently through my algo, so I'm just going to leave any manual entries for now on gold. Let's look at the Nasdaq. I mean, all these, if you look at these, all of these sort of, if you look at DAX is sort of pumping this morning. We're still bullish. Yeah, we got a nice sort of like on the stock, we've got a nice reset. It looks like it's going to go up higher. I've got a sell on DAX through my algo, so we'll see what happens with that. It looks like it could go higher. I'm not, you know, let's just scroll out. Let's just look at some of our levels. Let's just remove some of these objects. These older ones, no longer relevant. Just going to remove that. Okay. So if you look at, let's just draw some longer time frame. So we had a support level here. We broke out of that support. So there's two scenarios here. We go back into, let me just draw the other side of the trend line. So there's two scenarios that play here. Either we test the lower support line, I mean that's fine. It shows burn up. Either we're going to test the bottom of the support line again, and then we're going to come down. Or if we get up into there, first support will be this area here at about 13,790 around there. And then next we've got a whole number support at 14,000. So we'll see how today plays out. We could test the top of this trend line, and then we're going to come down again. Let's just switch back to the hour chart now that we've drawn our trends. So we'll be watching this area here, see what's going to happen. 50-day moving average is still above the 200-day moving average, so it is still fairly bullish. We've got a stock RSI on the day, on the hourly, which is slightly oversold, so we could see a move up. This is the area I'll be watching carefully. If we touch this area and this area is rejected, I'll be looking for a short entry. Crude oil, I think we're pretty much in the same state. Let's just go to the daily chart. We get a wider view. Always it's almost a similar situation to the DAX. I mean, I'm moving my stops here. It's, you know, sort of similar to position to the DAX here. Yeah, we're testing the support of we're testing support. It looks like the support has now been rejected. So if we see a big break through the support, we'll look for a retest of the support line, and then we'll go down again. RSI2 is almost to this RS oversold situation. So if we get a RSI reading of under 5, we'll look to long. Always look to long. If you notice, anytime the RSI2 on the daily drop below the 5, we get a sort of reversal. That is, and if you see if it goes above the 95, we get some sort of pullback. If it goes up, you know, if it drops below 5, we always get sort of reversal. It's a great mean reversion strategy, but it's big levels. You have to wait for it to go above 95. Yeah, I mean, just touched 94.763. has to be above 95 and it has to be below 5. It doesn't happen often. As you can see, it touches sometimes, but doesn't break. When it breaks, you will probably, let's call it 75% of the time, see some sort of reversal. It's an excellent scalping indicator. And you just get those little moves, you know what I mean? So you look here, it broke, you know, you get up to there, broke the 95, you take this little short, and it's just a continuation move. So you look for the 95, above 95, below 5, you're good to go. There's probably a, let's call it 75% chance that there's going to be some sort of reversal. Okay. I just want to see how the stream is handling. Sorry. Okay, looks like we're still doing stuff. And those are our trade setups today. So let's see if we could see anything else. Let's have a look at Bitcoin while we're here. Bitcoin took a bit of a dump yesterday, and I think it's just anticipation of the CPI readings. So let's go to the daily. I always start with the daily. Generally you start with the daily and put in your bigger trend lines, your bigger areas, wait for the moves, and then you can move down. I mean, I don't like to go lower than the hour chart. I mean, I'm not, I'm not a day scalper when I'm in and out. I look for sort of like more measured moves, more longer term moves, but not longer than, I don't like to hold longer than a week or so, but more like longer term moves. I find that your profit is a lot more. You don't have to risk so much in the scalping where you're taking a couple of points here and there. So let's look at Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin's been pretty much flat. I mean, bouncing between this sort of like, what, 20. I mean, we broke 24 yesterday briefly. Broke 24 briefly. A lot of people are saying that the bull run has started. I'm not 100% convinced yet. I mean, one of my biggest indications that the bull run hasn't started is that the 50-day EMA is still below the 200-day EMA on the longer term point. But I mean, it's got to break out sometime and it's going to start crossing. So you could start waiting for this 50-day to start turning up. Again, Bitcoin, I'll be looking for on the daily chart. We're sort of in no man's land here when it comes to the RSI. We're just below the 35. So normally what you'd look for is if it drops below 50, and then we're looking for a retest of the like 5. We're waiting for it to get back to that 5 level. So let's just draw some lines here and just see sort of where we're at with our channels. I mean, yeah. I mean, we could just do a rough. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah, so right now we sort of at the bottom of this. We've broken out of the support area, almost identical trade to what's happening with Cardano, I think it is. So we're going to look to see if it can pull back into this zone. Let's just draw sort of where our target is going to be. Now, our first target we're looking at, so around this level, 25. If it does break back into this channel, our first target we're looking at about 25, and I mean, and our first, I mean, really the first level of resistance here, we're looking at about this 26,543. I mean, that is the first level of resistance. I mean, if we do break 25, then that will be the first level. Next level will be looking at around this 28, and then go back above the 30. But I think we're going to have a tough time around this area between this 26, from about 25 to 26. I think that's Bitcoin's going to have a tough time breaking that. And we'll see today. I mean, if the CPI numbers are high, Bitcoin could have another dump. We'll test here. We'll test this bottom, test the support level again. Let's just switch to the hour chart, see how yeah. So hourly, we're going to look for a retest of this. And you can see here the 50-day, well, now it will be the 50 period on the hour chart is starting to turn down. And if it crosses this 200-day exponential moving average, then we're going to go quite bearish again. So right now, I'm still bearish on cryptos, on Bitcoin and crypto. A lot of people are saying that the bull run has started. Get excited. We're going to the moon. I'm not 100% convinced yet. Look, I'm not looking. I don't do fundamental analysis. I'm not reading the news or anything like that. I look at the main events, but I'm not seeing what's happening in the crypto world. I'm just looking at the charts, and what the charts are telling me right now is that, I mean, it's a standard. Sorry, let me just go full screen again. It's a standard, technical analysis feature is that, if you're below the 200-day moving average or 200 period, even if it's exponential or standard, I mean, you can see here's the 200-day moving average. It's in at 31,000. We've got our 50-day moving average, exponential moving average, way below that. We haven't managed to sort of make any big moves, but we could see once we started dumping from the 32, 30, from the 34 to 32 level, we haven't really made much movements. I mean, we're testing this line. I mean, we could just bounce up and down like this until we get to the 30 and then maybe start having some moves. But I'm still not convinced. I mean, we'll see what happens today, but if we don't break this this lower support, we're going to come back down, and I don't have a prediction as to where we're going to come down to. But I'm not seeing lows, but I mean, the first support is generally around this 19 area. If we break that, then who knows where we're going. I mean, it's not, I can't, how much do I have to scroll in? I mean, I'm just looking at this. This is my view. I don't care where it's been, I don't care where it's come from, but this is what I'm looking at the moment. We're currently sitting below support. We're testing it again. We're below the 200-day moving average. 50-day moving average below that. I'm still bullish. We would need a big pump through here to get to the 26 area. We're going to pull back to around the 25 area and then go up. That's when I'll start looking at if the RSI, looking at taking a long entry. If the RSI drops below this 95, low 5 on the daily time frame, I will look for a long. But I'm not seeing it a convincing move just yet. So Bitcoin, I will trade it. I will sit in my hands. I will watch, but I'm not going to go dumping all my money into Bitcoin at this point in time. Okay, let's just see what anything else. So let's just look at the calendar, see if there's anything else that's. See, I only look at the major events. Got my coffee. Okay. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, tech. So now let's come back to our indices. So let's just explain to you what I'm going to be doing over the next couple of months, whatever. Balance, we've got just over $300 in the balance. We're going to see how far we could take that, see how we work it out. I created a small account with a little bit of money, and we're going to trade. We're going to see how far we could push it. My target for this account is, right now, is to get it to about $2,000. Then what I'll do, I'll take 1,000 of that and put that into my spot account to look for more longer term crypto trades, and then we'll trade 1,000 on leverage, and then we'll combine those two, and we'll see where we could take it up to. Same thing on my AvaTrade account. I've got a sort of small balance, just under $5,000. And we're going to look to see how far we could take it. Again, we're looking, hope to get this up to about 100k, and that's my target range, to build it from 5k to 100k. Okay, so tech is looking bullish to me. If tech goes bullish, that means our cryptos are going to go bullish. What the only thing is worrying me about this is on the daily, is the stock is extremely overbought. We've got some sort of like RSI2 divergence here, where the RSI2 is coming down and stock's the 14. But remember, this is only 2 period. So this is worrying me a little bit. Also, 50-day moving average is below the 200-day moving average, still a bearish sign. So we'll see. We're up in the air today. I don't want to get into any trades. I should have had the foresight of that before I started the stream today. I said we're going to do a live trading session, and just like I said, no trading was also live trading. Let's have a look at some other alts while we're here. Let's see what we're doing. Let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum on the daily, it's no man's land. It's just Ethereum in no man's land right now. We've got 1,000 support line. We can't even draw anything yet. Maybe we could draw a little bit of a channel from there. Something like this. We're not testing any. We could draw something like, we're not really anywhere right now. So Ethereum, I'm not interested in Ethereum at the moment. There's nothing really. You can see with these, we haven't got touches of a support line. Maybe on the lower time frames we could sort of make up something, but Ethereum, we're basically in no man's land, so no. Ethereum, I'm not interested at the moment. Let's have a look at anything else that's in my watch list for my Ethereum. So we've done Bitcoin, done AVAX. Oh, we haven't done AVAX. Let's have a look at what AVAX is doing. AVAX had a big pump the last couple of days. I did take a short trade. My analysis was we were above the 95 on the daily time frame. You can see we had a big doji candle here. I took a short trade and I got out about here. So it was decent move. It was a decent move. I sort of took it about there. Couple of points. Did do a decent trade there. These small moves make a lot of money. So especially if you're dealing with, like, I do about a 5x leverage. Probably did about $40 on that trade, which is more than 10% of my equity. So these are still the levels I'm watching on AVAX. This is my support area. I'm not drawing in trend lines. There's not much use for trend lines here. We've got a major support area there that we're testing. Test it again, come back. We're probably going to test this again. Depending on what happens with the CPI data and the news coming up, if we break through this level, I'll look for a retest. So these are my scenarios. AVAX, looking for a break there, retest, and up we go. That's my bullish scenario. My bearish scenario is, let's just make that green because it's a bullish scenario. And then if we go our bearish scenario, we're looking for a retest here, a break, and then we come down. Where we come down to, this is our first support area over here. So I'll be looking to take profits in this area. Probably close 50% in this area, and then just let the other 50 go probably about this area. That's the next level of support. See, if you're trading in the high time, if you look at it on the daily chart, you could actually see these levels a lot more clearly. If you switch to the hour chart, you don't really get the full extent of these levels. Come on, get onto my cursor. Sorry. So in the hourly chart, if you look, this is my areas. I mean, it's a big support area. It's a big support area. So I mean, anything from, I'd look for take a short around about, this area. If we break out of there, look for a retest, come back. If we break out, come back in, I'm definitely looking at a short opportunity here. And then this is sort of my take profit, look for buy entry area over here. So around between 26 and 25, looking for buy. 30 is going to be a tough nut to break. Not with the current climate. I don't think we're going to be breaking 30 anytime soon. So anything in this area, you can start looking for short. If you're a longer term trader, you could take it anywhere. But I mean, it is a big area. This is a big loss if you take it here. So I'll look for the upper range. Sorry, around 29.5, around there. Maybe we look to 30. You can see we 30 was rejected. This 30 area was rejected heavily on the daily. I mean, we saw that big doji. So that big doji tested that 30 and it came straight back down. Straight back down to our now, hopefully this is now coming into, might be support area, might turn into resistance. But if this candle doesn't break this area, we're going to come down. And like I said, this is first take profit area around 25. If you do get in here, I'll keep your stop loss about 30, and then we look for about between 20. First take profit here. If it breaks this area, we're coming down to this 24 range. So if we look there, if we trade about there, I mean, it's about a 26% move. Not bad. I know you guys want the big moves, but these little moves, little profits add up at the end of the day. Just keep accumulating, Take those profits, take those little moves. You can't just build. Take 5-10% per day. At the end of the year, you're taking 5-10% per day. You're doing 200% per annum, and that, compounded 200% per annum is massive returns. You'll be a millionaire in no time. Okay, so that's AVAX. Let's have a look at Matic. Okay, so Ethereum, we're out. Sol, we've got those two trades that we're looking at, the ADA and Cardano and Sol trades. We're looking at those trades. We're not looking for anything Bitcoin today. Bitcoin is off limits. ETH was the leader of the pack. Sees the leader in coming down, or actually Sol's a bit worse than that. Let's have a look at Matic. Do we look at Matic? can't remember if we looked at Matic. We'll look at Matic again. Matic also, I think Matic is similar situation to ETH. Well, we've sort of got a, we could be testing the same. It's a very similar trade to what we have with what was the last one we looked at with AVAX. Looks like a very similar trade. We've got a big support area, big resistance area here. We've got support around there. So again, I would look for a move, probably to around the 200-day moving average. There's one level, looks like the level to break. If we break through one, come back down, test one again, and we'll go up. Failure to break this area over here, we're going to come down to the first support, which will be around 0.78, 0.7. So between there, we'll start looking to take profits. But right now, these trades aren't playing out for me. There's still ways to go to get up to this level. So the two trades I'm looking at is definitely Sol and Cardano. Let's see how we're doing here. Maybe we could get in. Let's go back to the hourly. So we set our lines on the daily. Longer view, where we gain. You can see we're resisting this level. So if we go to the hourly chart, let's just have a look. Yeah, there is some excuse for long here. 50 days just crossed over the 100-day moving average. So what we can do now is we've tested the support area. Looks like it's been rejected, and now we're moving up. So I would ideally like for this 50 MA to cross back above the 200-day exponential moving average, and then I'll look to long. And the target area will be, let's actually look for a target area. Okay, so we'll look at the daily. I mean, it's a big target area there. The target area is, we're looking at about 50. That's our target. Nice big target. That is the first area of resistance over there. So yeah, it looks like a good long. It's tested the support, and we could see another move back up. You can see we've got these measured moves, so it's yeah, I think we could see this. I think this is a good trade. So we should take this trade. Tested the support previous times we tested. Only thing I'm a little concerned about is that the RSI, the daily, hasn't broken. See, this time it broke. That time it broke 5. The RSI daily, RSI 2 hasn't broken. I mean, it's still, but I mean, it looks like we are at support. It's testing the support. So yeah, I would take this trade. I would take this trade. We're on at support, so let's just go have a look. I think we do a small trade for now. But again, do we do this? Do we do this on CPI day? That's the question. Longer term, is this a good trade? I mean, CPI, we could bounce below, retest, and come back down. Yeah, it's, maybe let's just have a look and see what we could, let's see what we do. Okay, so if we, let's have a look. So we've got our balance is 300. So maybe we'll put 25% of our balance in. Open long. Let's just see what we're dealing with here. And I'll put my stop loss literally just below this line. Just very, very small stop loss. So I'll take profit. Let's just see if we're looking at a take profit of 50. Profit $207. So that's a nice profit. Maybe move that down. $82 if we're risking 10% of our, and this is longer term. It's not going to get up there today. This is, you know, how long did it take from here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. 1, 2, 3, 4 days to get to the top of the trend line. So if we risk in 10% of our equity and we put our stop loss probably about 5%, 39 for no, that's a bit too little. 39 to, so we can make our stop loss probably around let's go 38. Let's just see what, I mean, it's good risk reward. Got a stop loss at 38. We'll lose $13. And should we hit our 50 mark, we'll make $82. So I mean that's pretty much a low risk trade. Okay, so let's have a look on the hourly chart. Yeah, I'm not still not 100% convinced. But what does see, I'm just making sure, yeah, guys, you gotta make sure of your trades. You can't just go in, you know, don't be impatient. You're not going to miss any big moves. You're not going to miss the moves. I promise you that now. There's always going to be moves. There is always going to be moves in the market. If it's not in this, it's somewhere else. There's always going to be moves. Don't FOMO into trades. Don't ever do that. Don't revenge buy. Don't revenge trade. Don't FOMO in. Sure. So I'm just making sure. So we rejected this bottom. To me, that's good enough. Maybe wait for tomorrow for confirmation candle. My only worry is this CPI. I mean, if there wasn't CPI today, I would take this trade. You know what? Let's take it, and we put it in a very small stop loss. So we're only risking $3. Expected profit will be $8. So let's go in. We're going to take this trade. Okay, let's just check our... Oh, it's on cross. That's very important, guys. Make sure I trade 5x. I mean, on my AvaTrade account, I mean, I'm trading 400x here. So 5x to me is, you know, it doesn't really matter what your leverage is. The main thing you got to worry about is your where you put your stops and where you put your take profit. The nice thing about trading cryptos is that it's open 24/7. It's not like you could, you know, sometimes it happens with gold, like over the weekend there's some big news and then, you know, next day it gaps down, you know, 1,000 points, or, you know, the indices, they have closing periods. The nice thing about trading cryptos, you don't get those closing periods, so you're not going to like wake up one morning and, you know, suddenly there's been some sort of black swan market crash. It will hit your stop loss majority of the time. I mean, stop loss and take profit is never guaranteed, but the majority of the time it's going to hit you. Okay, so let's look. We're looking at a take profit of 50. That's our target. And we are going to risk 5%. Okay, let's just risk 25%. There we go. And we can risk 10% of our. So I mean that's trade worth taking. Expected loss will be $8. And if we hit that 50 mark, we'll make $104. On a $300 account. On a $300 account, you know, that's 3%. One trade. Alright, I'm happy. Let's go. We're going to take that trade. Alright, we're in. Let's go now. Now what I do generally is once we're in the trade, open it full, and we switch to the lower time frames now. So we could go to the 5 minute, 1 minute. Just reset chart. Now we go to the 5 minute, 1 minute. So we've got a very, very tight stop loss. And that is purely because the day today, CPI day. Very, very tight stop loss. And I'm not going to play with this at all. I'm just going to leave this trade, let it run. Okay, so we got a trade in. Let's have a look at our chart. Hourly chart. Got our trading, tight stop loss below the trend line. So there, if we break the trend, hit our stop loss, we wait for the retest, go in again. You can see we've rejected this, the trend, and we might go up. Okay, let's have a look at our up. And let's look at our open positions. So far it's not doing anything. And I think it will happen like this today. I mean, I don't think we're going to see any big movements today until after the CPI reading. But I mean, it's a decent trade. I mean, we're risking $8 and our potential profit is $103. So for me, it's a nice risk reward. Most of all of the confluences are there, and only worry is the CPI day, but I mean, $8 loss, it's worth a shot. Alright, thank you for watching, guys. Please, I'm going to be holding a lot more of these, so please tune in. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications button. I'll be streaming pretty much daily, maybe twice daily. And hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching.